Yo, what's going on, guys? I am Jay Cartere, and in this video I am going to be John Jones and Daniel Cormier are not really giving each other respect, are they? Wow, he's just getting to the limit, my god. Well, in this video, let's stop watching the fight. What is John Jones doing? Wow, this might be over before it starts. We're going to be discussing the patch notes 1.07 content update 4. Now, I just looked over the patch notes. I have, checked it out, and I've jumped into the practice mode to, see what's going on there and just check certain things out to make sure I understand what's going on. But first of all, the link to the patch notes will be in the description below, by the way. But let's get into it. So the fourth content update for EA Sports UFC 2 is now available. If you have been playing EA Sports UFC 2, then you probably got it. We've got new fighters. We've got Karolina Kowalkiewicz, who I am happy with because she has been dominating the women's strawweight division as far as I'm concerned. I don't think she's taken any L's at all, and she's really been getting involved. So I was really upset that we didn't have her in the game, but now we do. That is great. We've also got Thiago Tavares, who is a featherweight fighter. I do not know of him, so yeah, I couldn't really care less that he's in the game. And we've got we got updates to the Ultimate Team mode, which is a mode that I am not happy with in the slightest. I am very upset with Ultimate Team mode. I've found it to be very mediocre, to be honest, because everyone has low stats, and it's very difficult for you to level up the way you want to and actually build your character into how you want them to be. I think the Ultimate Team mode would have been way better served with the VC system from NBA 2K, but they didn't go that way. But we do have a few new additions. We have fighter showpieces, which basically, when you open up a pack now, you can gain a few fighter show pieces, which is basically cards that do absolutely nothing. All they do is you collect them, and then they go into a set with for certain fighters. It will be let's say it's a card that's about one of this fighter's particular fights, like when he done something spectacular or something. You'll get that, and then that will go into that fighter's particular collection place, basically. And then when you collect I think it's 5 cards, when you collect all 5 cards for a particular fighter, you will unlock 5 cards to use for your Ultimate Team fighter. So it's an interesting system, but I think it's poorly implemented. I did get 2 fighter showpiece booster packs, which were basically free, but I haven't seen how it's been implemented in the game because I haven't actually bought any packs, because I just don't give a shit about Ultimate Team anymore. All these improvements that they made, when I looked at them, I was like, okay, these are going to be good, and then I actually went into Ultimate Team and checked them out, and now I am not so optimistic. So the next update that they've done is item scouting, which when I heard this, I was like, okay, now we can actually buy the items that we want. But no, that is not the case. They explain it as a new way to acquire Ultimate Team items. Yeah, that is true. Every day, 5 different items will be available to buy with coins. Users can spend coins to manually refresh the list of items available, and use UFC points to lock an item until they have enough coins to buy. So UFC points have to be purchased. You can't just use UFC points. I thought you'd be able to lock these with coins, actually, but I guess I read that wrong. And it's 500 coins to refresh the list of items if you don't like what's there. But these items are super expensive. They're super expensive. I saw items for 10k. Seriously, 10k for a card. You're taking the piss. Do you know how long it takes me to acquire 10k in Ultimate Team? Well, now I've acquired 10k just by not playing the game for a couple weeks. When I've logged back in, there was you've got 10k. But if I was actually playing the game, I have been away for a little while because I've been playing loads of Overwatch. Sorry, guys. But yeah, this new feature is just another way to get people to spend money, really. That's all I'm seeing with the Ultimate Team mode and the card features. We're not actually getting, wow, John Jones is going to get taken out. Is he going to take him out? Oh my days, he took him out. Wow. We're not actually getting great updates that actually help us build the type of fighter we want. So we also have highlights of the week, which is a new tab in the Ultimate Team store that showcases new and highlighted items for the week. Come see what's available in packs. That is completely useless. It doesn't really do anything whatsoever. They've added an improved create a fighter flow. When creating a new fighter in Ultimate Team, players will now be shown a randomized fighter and can jump directly into Ultimate Team mode with that fighter. Players can also cycle through multiple randomized fighters or use the original create a fighter feature for full customization control. So this is basically for people who just want to, you know, skip through the creation process real quick. Let me just restart this. Oh, I didn't even have to select size to do that. Why did I select size? Let's go back into the middle and restart this fight, because yeah, I do not have any UFC footage at my disposal, because I really haven't been playing the game. I've given the game a hot rest for a little while, to be honest, because Overwatch just took over and I've got other games that I want to be playing, but I felt like I needed to, you know, do this content update because I saw that it was available. I had no idea, but I saw that it was available and I saw some interesting features, so I went to try them out, and I thought this would be my foray back into, you know, Ultimate Team mode, because that's what I wanted from my UFC game. And no, it is not. It is not. I'm not going back into Ultimate Team mode. But we do have some gameplay updates. They have removed the ability of punches in single collar clinch to deny clinch transitions, which is super annoying for me, because I love to punch people in a single collar clinch to stop them from transitioning, but now you actually have to block transitions. And I feel like if they wanted this to be, you know, the way in the beginning, then they should have just not had that feature. Like when you punch someone, it shouldn't block transitions. You should have to just block transitions if that's what they want you to do. So it's a bit weird that they've done that, but I guess it's probably, you know, people feeling upset because they're getting battered in the clinch and they haven't adapted. Now we have to adapt to not punching people in the clinch to deny clinch transitions. We just have to learn how to you know, block transition. I do have a video on that if you want to check out my tip playlist. But they've also added an increased counter window after denied clinch attempts. This, I believe, is good. This is a good addition. I like this, because when you deny a clinch, you should be able to, you know, hurt that person who tried to clinch you in the first place. I think that's a very interesting thing that will make people, you know, be more careful with trying to go for clinches. They've added the ability to deny clinch attempts when following through with a strike. I think that means when you're trying to punch someone and someone tries to clinch you, you can now deny that clinch, which is, you know, an okay feature, I guess. I'm not too upset about that. I do think that is good for me when I'm trying to, you know, because I was in a match before when I was, you know, fighting someone, and every time I would try and go to punch them, they would try and put me in the clinch, and that was really annoying. This would prevent that sort of stuff, that sort of cheesy behavior. They've also added a counter damage modifier after a clinch denial, which means when you deny a clinch, you will, I guess, get some more damage on your opponent when you punch them after you deny the clinch. So that's pretty good. I like that. That basically goes in tandem with the increased counter window after denied clinch attempt. They've also added new momentum scenarios to various ground positions, which, you know what, this momentum thing in the game with the ground positions, I've never found it to work. Never ever. It just doesn't work for me. Every time I see that it's a possibility, I try to go for it, but it just doesn't work. So this isn't an addition to me. This is just, you know, salad dressing that you can't really eat, that you got to scrape off at the end of the day. It's nothing. It's nothing to me, because you can't actually use these things in my experience anyways. They've added new logic to control when different strike types can interrupt a takedown. I have no clue what that means. Whatever, I have no clue what that means at all. So yeah, please let me know if you know what that means. That doesn't make any sense to me. They've also got punish the defender. They punish the defender in a submission for defending a chain before it appears by taking away some of the defensive progress. A chain is when you basically, so for example, when you go for what's that submission from back mount? I think it's like a choke or something, a rear naked choke. When you go from a rear naked choke to an armbar, or when you chain any sort of submissions and you go from a certain submission to another submission, if the defender flicks the left stick in the right direction when the chain submission prompt pops up, then the attacker cannot chain that submission. So now, if you try and flick that left analog stick and you do it too early, like you're just trying to flick it hoping for the best, you will actually lose some defensive progress, which is good. I never knew that this was actually a problem, but I'm fine with this occurring. That's pretty cool. Pushing in the wrong direction to deny submission chain blocks the defending fighter from pushing it in the correct direction. So again, if you preemptively flick the left analog stick in the wrong direction, now when the left analog stick does pop up on the screen, you won't actually be able to defend that chain. You will just get changed into the armbar, and it will be unhappy days for you. They've also reduced the Thai knee damage by 10%. Which, I don't know how I feel about this. Because the knee damage, I thought was, it is a bit OP. To be honest, it is a bit OP. But taking knees to the face is very powerful. Like in real life, if you got a knee to your face, it wouldn't be nice. So I think they're just doing this to alleviate the unhappiness of people getting battered in the clinch, which I understand, and I'm not too upset about it. The next change is they changed the input for submission reversals on the ground to be L2 and R2. Now, I've made a video on this. I've updated my how to counter ground transitions into submission. So basically, instead of using just L1 now, you have to hold R2 too. So I guess that makes you have to know that you're gonna go to do a submission reversal, and it's a bit more buttons. I don't understand why this change was needed personally, but I guess it just makes you have to think more, maybe. I don't know. I actually think this change was useless. Let me just be honest. I think that was completely useless. I think it was uncalled for. The next changes, they gave fighters who have the sit out, sweep and sprawl the option to also do the half guard escape. I don't have an opinion on that. They also tuned the submissive fighter's escape from back mount to half guard to be a bit more challenging. I don't think that was needed. Because people rarely spam the side control. Like fighting and being in side control is really bad when you've got a cheese monkey and you're fighting him and he gets you in side control and he just keeps on punching you and blocking your transitions and stuff. That this just makes that a more viable option, to be honest, in my opinion. And I thought the speed it took you to get to half guard was fine, to be honest. They've also got some AI tuning and various gameplay and animation updates. So there's no real information for those features. But yeah, those are the updates in content update 4. I hope I hope this video was useful to you. I hope these patch notes gave you the information that you needed in order to play the game better. And be sure to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Also be sure to subscribe, as I'll be putting out loads more EA Sports UFC 2 tip videos. And if you got any suggestions of different tip videos or different type of videos that you want me to make, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Also, let me know what you think about this content update and what you think about the patch and these changes. It'll be really interesting to see you guys' opinions. Yeah, let's discuss down below.
It's been a cold winter and it's lasted far too long. So all this warmth I share with you,